What up, y'all? It's your girl, Hannah, aka Roots Hot, and you were watching Manifest Mondays on the Uprooted Network. Y'all, it's gonna be an interesting one. Today, I just want to talk about all the changes that we've been experiencing and going through. If you've been following along, this season has been all about creating your joy, and I've been taking y'all through the process, different steps. And there comes a point that you gotta just stop and breathe, because your body is not happy with all the changes you're trying to make in your life. And I want to talk about that today. I know that there's been so much going on in the world too, and everyone seems to be in some type of transition right now, is what I'm gonna call it. If I'm really honest, it feels like everybody's PMSing, but it's okay. It's okay. I think everybody is going through the transition of seasons. The world is a little bit chaotic, and we're just all trying to figure it out, right? And I think that's okay. So if you've been following along, I want y'all to remember that last week we talked about our time management and really tracking what we're doing and being very intentional about, like, wait, how are we using our time? And really reflecting. So with that, I hope that this week you'll take some time to look at, well, what was I doing last week? What did I accomplish? How did I feel about those things? And take inventory, and then start to reassess the life you want to build for you. And while you're doing that, you've probably been experiencing, or maybe I'm speaking for myself, some type of anxiety, some type of nervousness or excitement, anticipation, just a roller coaster of emotions as we're trying to figure out, this new season of our life, right? I think the question on everyone's mind is like, well, what am I doing? What does the world look like tomorrow? Because everything has just been shifting constantly. Every time you feel like you're almost set, the world gets shaken up again. And what I've been learning to do, and what I have been finding the most helpful, is actually just breathing through it. Literally sit and meditate a lot and just calm my body down, because it is overwhelming to try to just think about everything that's happening and how I'm processing it. And I think y'all have noticed a few transitions. You guys get to see me through them. You've got to see me just go through a roller coaster of emotions, a lot of grief and pain, but also extreme joy and love and laughter. And throughout all of it, what I've learned to do is to tune down the volume, or turn down the volume and get real good at centering myself, And ironically, when I pulled my cards this morning, I bought the tarot deck from Miss Gabrielle. If you guys didn't see her episode on the podcast, go back and watch it. She's a dope artist. And I pulled my card this morning, and it was Centering in the Darkness, which is the name of the deck too. And it was just so reaffirming for me, because that's what I've needed to do the last week or two as I transition and close out this chapter of my life, and enter fully into my 30s. Hey, 30 where? Y'all go back and watch that video, because I had so much fun at my birthday. It is really like centering myself, breathing. Like, I have to take so many deep breaths throughout the day, because I just get overwhelmed by memories and reflections. My body is like resisting the move and the changes that I'm trying to make. I know my mind is trying to fight it. There's like this tug of war happening. And I know anyone who's been on this journey and who's trying to make changes in their life, you're gonna feel that tug of war happening with you, because you can stay in the comfort of what you know and what you've been doing, or you can step into what you don't know but what you know you've been envisioning and what you've been manifesting. You're not quite sure how it's going to come out, but you got to just take a leap and join. And that's not easy to do. And while you're in the middle of that struggle, it's really good for you to just sit and breathe and center and remember who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And just remember that it's okay to not have all the answers, but that you're on the journey and that you're taking the right steps, that you have mentors and people that have gone through it already. You can reach out to them. And so while you're doing that and when you're centering, I want you to remember that. So this week, I really want you guys to focus on, as I'm going through this change, who helps me breathe better? Literally. Who do you feel lighter around? What activities, when you're reflecting on how you were spending your time last week, I want you to think about that. Like, what brings you comfort when you're going through it? And as you continue on this journey, as you keep trying to break these curses for yourself, as you keep trying to deal with the everyday traumas that we're going through, you got to keep remembering your why and find your way to recenter, whatever that looks like. So hopefully, if you were tracking your time last week, if you were really paying attention to where you're spending your energy, you should start to reflect on what are the things that I don't want and what are the things that I do, and how do I add more joy into my calendar? Okay, how do I do that, and how do I recenter? So for me, for instance, I have my Manny shirt on, and some of you guys in the audience understand what that means. It's our brother that passed. Oh, look at the sun coming out. Thank you, Manny. That's really God right there. That was beautiful. I wear my Manny shirt when things are hard for me, or when I'm going through a transition, because I always think about he'd probably crack a joke right now, or like he'd make this easier somehow because he's just hilarious, right? Every time I would be packing to go on another trip, like I would always have them in the background and he would just be cracking jokes. So I feel like every time I transition into another space, I wear my Manny shirt. So, I guess, y'all, the tears just be flowing these days, honestly. So that's something that brings me comfort and joy. And I know the tears like confuse people because they're like, that doesn't look joyful. Trust me, remembering him and honoring him is always joyful. But it's okay to miss people too. So that's one thing that I do for myself when things are hard, is just kind of remember, who do I have in my corner that supports me, whether they're here with you physically or not. I think, y'all so used to this. I think about my grandparents that are passed and how they're still here with me and they're still supporting me, and that they'd be so excited for all these new adventures. And they'd probably be like, I can't believe, like, I have a granddaughter that's doing all of these things, like, beyond their imagination, right? So I think about them. And since they're not physically here, think about your family. Think about your loved ones that are here, because now you get to love on them extra hard. And I'm so excited to be able to, like, be hugging my mom next week. It's gonna be so beautiful, and such a new and exciting and welcome chapter that I wasn't sure was gonna happen. So I'm just really excited about that. Also, it happens to be the 2-year anniversary of Uprooted on Friday, and I've just been reflecting and so emotional about the whole thing. And I've had to remember, like, oh, this is so beautiful. Look at all of these people who have supported my growth, that I still have relationship with, that are part of my tribe, and I can reach out to them. And these are the types of things that I want you to think about while you're breathing in this transition, in this season. You're not doing this alone. None of us are doing this alone. We're doing everything we can together. And sometimes we're all collectively frustrated, and sad and going through it. And we're all scared. We're all scared for what this next chapter is. And we lash out. And instead of doing that, I want us to just breathe. Take a couple deep breaths. If you got to write it out, write it. But save it as a draft. You know what I mean? So that you can delete it or write it down on paper, better yet, and then rip it away. But as we go through this transition, as we're trying to figure out how we want to better our lives and show up and be amazing and go after our dreams, we really got to remember how to keep centered and to breathe and to lean on our loved ones. So reflect on those things this week. Reflect on the things that make you happy. Reflect on the things that give you life and give you energy. What are your favorite books? You know, what are your favorite things to listen to? Do you like podcasts? Because, you know, you're here with me. Do you like, I don't know, whatever your favorite genre of music is? Whatever it is, like, start filling your space and your energy with those things more and more, because there's already enough things that are hurtful and painful out here. And I just want that to be what we focus on. So I love all of y'all. I want to make sure that that's very clear. And yeah, that's going to be what I want us to focus on for Manifest Mondays. As always, this is the only one that I do live with you guys now. All the other segments, Black Men Speak Sundays, Black Women Wednesdays, they're all available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere that you stream. This episode will also be available in those places, but I want to always be able to touch the people and talk to you guys and connect with you in real time if I can. And, you know, just let y'all get to see this is literally me, real life right now. And what I just want to manifest, I don't know if there's anyone who wanted me to manifest for them that's in here, but what I really want to manifest for everyone is that they can find their peace in this transition, as they enter new roles, as they leave old ones, as you transition through the change. I really just want to manifest peace and blessings into your life, and that you have support and love all around you that you can lean on, and that you choose to, that you actually extend that hand. If you guys watched Hyalom's episode, he shared something that I thought was so beautiful, that ask when you're in need and give when you can. And I want y'all to really lean into that, and I'm manifesting that for all of us. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get back to doing some other things, because now I'm in my feelings and I need to go process them. But I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And thank you again, Manny, for my sunshine today. So rest in peace to my brother. Peace out, y'all.